He was just an old country doctor in a little Kentucky town. Fame and fortune have passed him by, but we never see him frown. As day by day in his kindly way, he served us one and all. Many a patient forgot to pay, although Doc's fees were small. But old Doc Brown didn't seem to mind, he didn't even send a bill. His only ambition was to find, it seems, sure cures for aches and ills. Why, nearly half the folks in my hometown, yes, I was one of them too, we ushered in by old Doc Brown when we made our first debut. Though he needed his dimes, and there were times that he received a fee, he'd pass it on to some poor soul that needed it worse than he. But when the depression hit our town and drained each beggar's purse, the scanty income of the old Doc Brown just went from bad to worse. He had to sell all his furniture, why he couldn't even pay his office rent. So to the dusty room over a livery stable, Dr. Brown and his practice went. On a hitched post at the curb below, to advise his words about, he nailed a little sign that read, Doc Brown has moved upstairs. There he kept helping foes get well, and his heart was pure gold. But anyone with eyes could see that Doc was getting old. And then one day he didn't even answer when they knocked upon his door. Old Doc Brown was lying down, but his soul was no more. They found him in an old black suit, and on his face was a smile of content. But all the money they could find on him was a quarter and a copper cent. So they opened up his ledger, and what they saw gave their hearts a pull. Beside each debtor's name, old Doc had written these words, paid in full. It looked like the potter's field for Doc. That causes us some alarm, till someone mentioned the family graveyard out on the Simmons farm. Old Doc had brought 6 of their kids, and the Simmons was grateful cuss. He said Doc's been like one of the family, so you can let him sleep with us. Old Doc should have had a funeral fine enough for a king. It's a ghastly joke that our town was broke and no one could give a thing. Except Jones, the undertaker, he did mighty well. Donation, an old iron casket that he'd never been able to sell. And the funeral procession wasn't much for grace and pomp and style, but those wagon loads of mourner, they stretch out for more than a mile. And we breathe a prayer as we laid him there to rest beneath the sods, this man who'd earned the right to be on speaking terms with God. His grave was covered with flowers, but not from floral shops, just roses and things from folks' garden and 1 or 2 dandelion pots. For the depression had hit our little town hard, and each man carried a load. So some just picked up wildflowers as they passed along the road. We wanted to give him a monument, kind of figure we owed him one, 'cause he made our town a better place for all the good he's done. But monument costs money, so we did the best we could, and on his grave we gently placed a monument of wood. We pulled up an old hitching post where Doc had nailed his sign, and we painted it white, and to all of us, it certainly did look fine. Now the rains and snow has washed away our white trimming of paint, and there ain't nothing left but Doc's own sign, and that's getting faint. Still, with subtle breeze and flickering stars caress our sleepy town, and the pale moon shines through Kentucky pines on the graves of old Doc Brown, you can still see the old hitching post as if it answered to our prayer, mutely telling us the whole wide world Doc Brown has moved upstairs.